Here at SMJ Falconry, we do many different events throughout the year. We attend lots of weddings, we do lots of flying displays at country events and country shows, and it's about time I took you through our setup at a static display. So when we attend events, wherever it might be, even if we're doing flying displays, we always have a nice perched area where the birds can get used to the area before they take part in a flying display. We do a few static only displays, but this is going to be a thing of the past as of next year. I took some time at Southport Flower Show to run through how we set our marquees up and how these are positioned perfectly for the birds to chill out, relax for the entirety of the event. When we attend country shows, the most important thing is creating a perfect environment for the birds to sit comfortably. So our big thing is to build these marquees. 3x3 marquees, we tend to find these more uniform to build different structures rather than having bigger ones like the 6x3s or anything like that. And we also build a 4-foot wooden fence around the birds, which creates essentially a nice comfortable barrier between people and dogs and the birds. By having those dog signs there, it means that no dogs jump up to the fence, which we have had happen in the past, where obviously the owners have walked up to the fence. The dogs are very curious and they jump up to the fence, which then obviously the birds are not very happy about that situation. The big thing for us as well is having the birds only approachable from the front. So no one can go behind the marquees. The only approach is from the front edge of the marquee. That way the birds don't feel surrounded. There's no real noise or disruption from the behind as well. When it comes to being under the marquees, the birds do have their appropriate perches. So for owls, that is bow perches because they're generally sitting on trees. So the bow perch is to represent tree branches. Willow has a ring perch which is higher because her tail is massive. Obviously with a big tail we don't want that touching the ground or anything like that. The falcons are on block perches because most falcons will actually roost on rocky crevices and things like that, so their feet are more designed for flat surfaces. So that's why you'll see the falcons on a block perch rather than a bow perch. We do also get asked if our birds are happy and comfortable under our marquees, and the way you can really see is essentially the bird's body language. Now Eric here is very sweet. He's very chilled out at the moment, relaxed. You can see his puffy feathers underneath his beak. His fluffy breeches means he's quite comfortable, especially preening, bathing. They're really good indicators as well. Eric's being a goofball and twisting his head upside down is very chilled. He's quite playful still, even at 2 years old. He's very cute. But yeah, if you see birds pulling at their jesses and things like that, that can sometimes be an indicator of stress, but generally speaking, jesses, just like your shoes, they get uncomfortable from time to time and they need readjusting. The jesses will from time to time, yes, go over their toes, which obviously is not very comfortable, so they'll sometimes readjust there. big thing for us when we do our shows is every bird we take is free flown at that demonstration unless there's a specific reason for it not to be. Be it that it's you know, one of the first times it's been at an event. In that case, we'll sometimes fly them before the event starts or after the event finishes, to give that bird a bit of confidence in the arenas and the environments that we fly at shows. Also, in our stipulations for events, we ask to be in a quiet area, and when we come to fly the birds, we ask that we can transport our birds in our van into the arenas as well. The show we're at the moment is Southport Flower Show, and these guys go above and beyond to give us everything we need. So we're in the quietest, most sheltered part of the entire showground, which happens to be the direct opposite side of the showground from where the arena is. But they get security guards to clear the way for us to drive all the way into the arena, which is, as I say, above and beyond what any other show goes to. Also, we leave a big gap from the front of where the birds are to the front of the fence, so the birds don't feel like anyone's leaning over them or towering over them. When it comes to events, the first priority is always essentially the birds' welfare, making sure everything is in place, that the birds feel safe, comfortable and relaxed. Birds are quite happy perched most of the day, and even naturally birds of prey won't really fly unless they're displaying territory or mainly hunting and looking for food. So when we give our birds the opportunity to fly, after they've flown, they've been fed, and they would naturally just sit, relax and just preen out in the wild, which is what they exhibit when they're on a perch. They sit there on one foot, often preening. They'll often have a wash and a bathe, and in a moment here Willow is probably going to have a sunbathe and just chill in the sun with her wings open, which is something a red kite would naturally do as well. Our birds are never left out in direct sunlight for very long. A lot of the birds love being in the sunshine, but obviously if they're on a perch and they have no shade, then that's not very good for them. So providing these really, really big marquees for them, lots of shade, and if we need to, we do have umbrellas as well to keep them out of the sunlight and not too hot. We also have to abide by an animal activity license, which is run by local councils. It makes sure the councils are checking up that everything is above board. We have various documents, various paperwork that we have to sign and go through every show. So it shows we have to do a general risk assessment of the environment. If we're doing flying displays, we have to do a risk assessment for the flight displays. And then we have various exhibition logs that we have to document which birds are transported where. We have a transportation document as well. So in terms of show organisers, it's very, very important to check up on all these documents being processed and done for each and every individual show. Make sure the companies have the relevant licenses in place for the birds. I hope you enjoyed this run through of how we set our static display up so it's most comfortable for our birds of prey when we're out and about on the road. It's very important that everything is in place for the comfort and safety of the birds, and I encourage show organisers to look at various events around the country running bird of prey shows to see if they have the welfare in check for their birds. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel for more content about our beautiful birds. See you next time.